President Trump signing the Epstein Files Transparency Act after months of pressure from members of Congress, including some in his own party. For more, let's bring in the newest member of the House, Arizona's Adelita Grijalva, whose discharge petition signature triggered that vote in Congress. Congresswoman, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to ask you about this vote, because obviously 50 days you were waiting to be sworn in. You had contended that the Speaker was not swearing you in because he wanted to stave off this tricky vote for House Republicans. And then you had every member except for one vote in support for it. Do you still believe that the Speaker was blocking you because of Epstein?
I do. I believe that Trump saw the writing on the wall and decided to get behind it and endorse, Republicans voting for it. And that's the reason why it passed the House and the Senate.
Okay. On to bigger issues. Obviously, there is this issue of Obamacare subsidies expiring. It was the cause of the shutdown. And has turned out to be a pretty sticky issue trying to get negotiations around it. Politico is reporting that there is this proposal right now that would extend the subsidies through 2027, including to people earning less than $200,000 per year for a family of four. It would, however, phase out the enhanced tax credits for enrollees earning between $200,000 and $300,000 for a family of four. Where do you stand on that kind of a proposal?
I think that when we look at these subsidies and families right now that are facing not double, not triple, but quadruple what their premiums were before, we want to make sure that we get as many people covered their health care. We don't want people to be in debt, in medical debt, or forego preventative care and, then end up having to have more intensive either chemotherapy or radiation or other surgeries because we didn't catch things earlier. So wherever we can encourage more people to sign up, we should. But, Republicans have had critical things to say about the ACA for 15 years and have had 15 years to work on a better plan. So I hope that there is a bipartisan effort to get more people covered. But right now, there are many people in Arizona that are facing losing their health care coverage because of the increases.
There's been such a sort of spectrum of proposals, though, and it seems like Democrats are having a hard time getting down to brass tacks on what it is that they actually want to stand for. Is it, making these subsidies permanent? Is it an extension for a couple of years? We're getting up to the time where you're going to see those subsidies lapse, and there's been criticism of the minority leader that perhaps he's not allowing his members to get on board with an extension of 2 years because the Democrats want to let them expire, the subsidies expire, in order to deal a political blow to Republicans. Are you saying that you would sign on to an extension as a Band-Aid for now?
Well, we've had an opportunity to have Band-Aids, many of them, and here we are facing this December 1st deadline, and we still have nothing substantial to move forward with. So I did sign a discharge petition for a 3-year extension that will give us actual time to work through this if there is a true desire, a bipartisan desire to do that. I don't see that happening. Unfortunately, I would be willing to do whatever we can. If there is a 1-year extension, then, really get to work on something. But, Senator Thune made the commitment that we are, he's going to have a vote in the Senate. But Speaker Johnson hasn't made the same commitment.
Yeah, there's been obviously pushback on 3 years from Republicans saying that just probably can't get support that you would need from Republicans because there's this belief that, ACA was supposed to bring down costs. Instead, you've seen these companies profiting and pocketing the subsidies. And there's a really rampant belief that the system is broken and that 3 years would be too long. So I'm hearing you right to say that you would sign a 1-year as long as there was work done after that, right?
But we have to make a commitment that we're actually going to have a vote and do an earnest effort to fix this. I mean, literally 15 years since ACA has been introduced, there are millions of people covered right now. And regardless of whether you represent a blue or a red, district, people are signed up. And we don't want children and families in need to forego getting preventative care because it's too expensive to see a doctor.
Okay. Adelita Grijalva, thank you very much for joining us on the Sunday briefing. I really appreciate your time and welcome to Washington.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.